Hey everyone, and welcome back to another great eShop deals video, where each and every week we go hunting for the best games that are currently on sale. Now, as usual, just a quick reminder that last week's video will always be linked in the top pinned comment down below, because some of those deals are still running, so it's always strongly suggested you check out that video before dropping any money. Secondly, don't forget that now we are giving away $5 eShop gift cards in each and every video. So don't forget to drop your comment in today's video so you're automatically entered, and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. If you want the full rules, they're down below once again in the description of the video. Now, we're not going to take up any more time and we're going to jump straight into the deals. Just don't forget that if you do like what you see, to consider hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel if you aren't already. Now, our first great deal for today is a game that is at a brand new low, with Going Under now being 66% off for only $6.79, and will have its deal running all the way to November 19th. Now, Going Under is a roguelite dungeon crawler, but it is one of the most original entries in the genre on the system currently. First of all, its storyline is all based around humor, where you live in a world where failed tech startups basically become dungeons, and you, unfortunately, as an intern, has to explore them. It also has some very colorful and attractive visuals. And lastly, I would say this is a very approachable roguelite, meaning that even if you're new to the genre or not particularly gifted at roguelites, this is a great one to jump into. Now, our next great deal that we're going to be looking at is Panzer Dragoon Remake, that is back to 75% off for $6.24, and this deal will be running all the way to November 25th. Now, Panzer Dragoon is the remake of a Sega arcade classic. It is basically an on-the-rail shooter where you're riding on the back of a dragon, trying to shoot down enemies as they come onto the screen. Now, personally, I am a huge fan of this game, and I would have happily paid its full price of $25. However, some have pointed out that with a runtime of under 2 hours, if you're not a huge fan of the arcade genre and you're not going to replay this game on harder difficulties, 2 hours is a little expensive at $25. Which is why right now, when it's $6.24, in my opinion, is a perfect time to pick this classic up and play through it a couple of times. Now, the next entry for today is actually the sponsor of today's video, which is Red Deer Games with the release of their brand new game Circa Infinity. But on top of it, the game is having a launch discount of 33%, knocking the price down to $6.66, and will be running till November 26th. Now, at its heart, Circa Infinity is a one-button puzzle platformer. However, it has one of the most original concepts I've seen recently, of all being based around a circle that you have to work towards the inner layers. Although the basic concept might sound simple, trust me, as the shifting perspectives kicks in and left becomes right, this puzzle platformer actually becomes brain-melting. I was actually quite amazed that over the 50 levels, how far they could push this basic concept and keep throwing you curveballs right and left. They even managed to take the basic concept and build boss battles around them, with 5 boss battles to endure throughout the gameplay. And lastly, to kick it all off, the visuals at some points are just mesmerizing, and on top of it, there's an amazing soundtrack to go along with it. Overall, if you're a fan of puzzle platformers, especially right now with the launch discount of 33%, I seriously think that this is a game that is worth diving into. Now, since they are sponsoring today's video, the link to the game will be in the description of the video just below. Now, our next great deal to look at for today is a brand new one to our series, with La-Mulana being 50% off at $7.49. However, if you do want to pick this one up, do move quick because the deal is expiring on November 8th. Now, this is a game that I tried just this week, and at its heart, it is an old school Metroidvania, and I'm really putting an emphasis on that old school metric. Because as you're playing through this game, you will really feel like you're playing a long-lost 16-bit SNES game. So fair warning, if you've never played a game that truly tries to emulate a 16-bit style, this one might feel a little off to you. However, if you want an awesome new adventure in a nostalgic style, La-Mulana is an excellent pickup for this week. Now, some of you might have seen this coming, but if I tried out the first one, I also picked up the second, with La-Mulana 2 coming in at 50% off at $12.49. Once again, however, you have to move quick. It is ending on November 8th. Now, La-Mulana 2 actually picks up right where the first one led off. and actually you are playing as the daughter of the explorer from the first game. And the basic concept is very much the same. It is a Metroidvania done in a retro 16-bit style. And although I would say that most of the gameplay has stayed similar between the two games, the second one does have some very slight refinements, sort of like being able to grab ladders as you're jumping. And also the visuals in this one do seem a little bit cleaner. So if you're only going to pick up one of the two entries for this week, I would say you could easily start with the second one. It is, in my opinion, the better of the two entries. Now, the next amazing deal I would like to highlight for today is Crysis Remastered. That is back to 50% off, knocking the price to $14.99, and this one will be running till November 23rd. Now, obviously, now I'm glad to say we have the complete trilogy on the Nintendo Switch, and some people might want to wait around for the trilogy to go on sale. However, if you're unsure about the series and you just want to try it out, at $15, the first game is actually a pretty decent pickup. And if you're unfamiliar with the game, it is an action-focused, futuristic FPS game, where you'll be using a high-tech nanosuit, collecting different abilities, and basically taking on the enemies. Overall, till we get a deal on the trilogy, I do think that this is still a very decent pickup at $15. Now next on our list of great deals, we have Darkwood, that is back to 60% off, knocking the price down to only $5.99. However, this is another one that you're going to have to act fast because it's running out on November 8th. Now Darkwood is a top-down survival horror game. However, rather than focusing on jump scares, this game really focuses on a huge level of tension. And I'm not quite sure why they missed the Halloween window for this game, because this would have been a perfect one to have on sale last week, but nonetheless, we are getting the sale for this week. But if you're into the survival horror genre, and you want a really cheap pickup for this week, at $5.99, I really think this game is a steal and has a lot to offer in its own right. Now, the next great deal we're going to be taking a look at is probably one of the best double packs we have on the Nintendo Switch, which is Child of Light plus Valiant Hearts, being back to 75% off for only $7.49 for both games, and this will be running till November 18th. On top of it, this double pack will be my pick of the week. Now, just to begin, both these games are amazing in their own right. However, put them in the double pack at this amazing price, and it is a must-have collection. Child of Light blends beautiful visuals with platforming and RPG-like combat mechanics. It might sound like an odd blend, but it actually works really, really well. Valiant Hearts, on the other end, is more of an action platformer. However, the centerpiece of this game is really a very heart-touching storyline. And also, again, what I would call really stunning visuals. I would say as long as you're into 2D gameplay, this is a no-brainer for this week, an easy pickup for anyone that doesn't know what to get. So now it's time to just take a quick break from today's video and announce the winners of the two $5 eShop gift cards. And the first winner for today is going to be Zero Cool, who said, "Good channel, keep it up, lots of fast content, I likey." So thank you, Zero Cool, I'm glad you enjoy the content and the format, and I will definitely be keeping up the videos. Now our second winner for today is going to be Andréane Porlier, who basically said, "Enjoying the video as always, I think I'll give Figment a try." And once again, Andréane, I am glad you're enjoying today's video, and if you did pick up Figment, I hope you're enjoying it a ton. So now all both of you have to do if you want to claim the $5 eShop gift card is reach out to me in my pinned comment down below. Now our next deal for today is a game returning to our lists with a brand new low price, and that is Gear.Club Unlimited 2, now at 85% off for $5.99 and will be running till November 17th. Now on the Switch, the simulation racing genre is not one we have a ton of. We have a ton of arcade style, but not that many simulations. And among the best we have is definitely, in my opinion, the Gear.Club series. With the second entry, in my opinion, definitely being the stronger of the two entries. And now picking it up at only $5.99 is actually a pretty great experience. And one at this price, I would say, for anyone with the slightest interest in the racing genre, they should definitely pick it up for their collection. It is a steal at only $6. Now our next great deal is going to be Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz HD, that is back to 66% off for $9.99. But once again, deal running out will be ending on November 8th. Now obviously, with the release of Banana Mania, the focus is definitely more on that newer game. However, at this crazy low price, I do still think that Banana Blitz is a really decent pickup at $10 for some easy monkey ball fun. The mechanics and controls might not be the best of the series, but I had tons of fun with this entry nonetheless. And when you can pick this one up for only $10, for anyone who's a fan of the series that wants to complete their collection, I really, as I said earlier, think it is nonetheless a great pickup. Here's hoping we get a really nice sale on Banana Mania soon so that we can have both entries on the list. Now next, we have another new entry to the series, with Alwa's Awakening being 40% off for $5.99, with the deal running out on November 9th. Now this is another Metroidvania that I tried out just this week, and I was quite impressed. However, once again, it has a true retro style emulating the 8-bit era this time. However, although it's imitating the 8-bit, this is truly a full Metroidvania where you'll be collecting skills and making your way around the map. Overall, I was truly very impressed with this game, and if you're a fan of retro-style Metroidvanias, I definitely think that Alwa's Awakening at only $6 can be an amazing pickup. And since we're talking about Alwa's Awakening, I also tried Alwa's Legacy, which is basically the follow-up that is also on sale for 40% off. However, this one coming in at $10.79, and the deal will also be running out on November 9th. Now this entry directly follows up once again the first one, being a Metroidvania done in a retro pixel art style. However, this time, rather than emulating the 8-bit era, it looks more like a modern entry done in a retro style. The graphics here are basically a lot cleaner, the animations are also a lot more fluid, and I would say the mechanics are more up to today's standards. Now, if you're not a fan of the true 8-bit style, and you want to pick up one of the two entries, I would definitely go with Alwa's Legacy. It is the more polished of the two entries. Now, our next great deal for today is going to be 3000 Duel, coming back to the list at 60% off for only $5.99, and this deal will be running till November 18th. Now here we have another amazing Metroidvania. However, this one, rather than being ability and exploration focused, is much more focused around action and combat. It has a great, fast-paced, combo-based combat system, really focused around all the different weapons you can use. However, fair warning, there is also a decent challenge level here, especially with the different boss fights that can become quite taxing. Overall, nonetheless, a great pickup at only $6. Now yet again, we have another great deal at a lowest ever price, with Super Magbot now coming in at 61% off for only $6.99, and that will be running till November 19th. Now Super Magbot is a precise, challenging 2D platformer. Think roughly of the style of a Super Meat Boy game, but with totally different and totally original mechanics. Because in this game, the huge twist is that you can actually not jump, and the only way you can sort of propel yourself around the levels is by manipulating the different magnetism using your magnet gun. It does take some getting used to at the beginning, but once you have a handle on it, it almost feels like a combo-based movement system. Now trust me, if you're into challenging platformers, this is one that you are not going to want to miss. On top of it, if you're unsure, this one is offering a free downloadable demo. Now the next amazing deal we'll be taking a look at is actually for a couple of games that we'll be grouping together, because the deal is exactly the same on both games, and that is the Psikyo Shooting Star collections, both Alpha and Bravo, that are 50% off for $19.99. However, once again, do act quick because both of these are running out on November 8th. Now it's funny because just this week I did a list of top 10 shoot 'em ups, and unfortunately the two Psikyo collections were not on that list. But trust me, both these collections were in hot contention for a place on the top 10. Now value-wise, both these collections are amazing, grouping together some truly classic shoot 'em ups. And in reality, the only reason these collections hadn't made my top 10 is because unfortunately, the ports of these games on the Nintendo Switch has a slight level of input delay to all the entries. It's not at all game-breaking, and for casual players might not even go noticed, but for die-hard fans of the originals, it unfortunately is a slight downside. But nonetheless, at this price, these are like must-have collections for any fans of shoot 'em ups. Now next, we have another deal on a Shmup Collection, and this one is aptly named the Shmup Collection, and it'll be 50% off for $7.49, also running out however quickly on November 8th. Now this is once again a collection of some great shmups, maybe not as classic as the ones we looked in the previous collection, but nonetheless very deserving of a playthrough for anyone who's a fan of the genre. You're basically getting 3 great games in this collection: Armed 7DX, Stasius Next, and Wolf Flame. Also, these games are done in a couple of different styles, some being side-scrolling shooters and another being a top-down shooter. But ultimately, the reason this deal should really be picked up is because of its amazing price. Getting 3 of these games for only $7.50 is an amazing pickup. So now it's time for today's Sizzle Reel of deals. So that was pretty much it for our list of eShop deals for this week. As usual, I love hearing from all of you, so let me know what games you're looking at picking up for this week. Also, I really need to take a couple of seconds to thank the channel supporters. They help the channel out in a huge way. And also, I need to give a final thumbs up to the sponsor of today's video, Red Deer Games, with the release of their brand new game, Circa Infinity. And just on the way out, don't forget that if you did like the video, consider hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel if you aren't already, and hitting that notification bell so you know when all my future content comes out. And as usual, I hope I'll see you in my next video.